It's finally time for my ultimate food guide for Disney California Adventure. We're talking everything you need to know about every food option in Disney California Adventure, as well as a few of my favorite tips. So let's get started. Really quick, let's briefly go over my rating system. 1 Mickey means I never want to eat there again. I got food poisoning or something terrible like that. 2 Mickeys means I only eat there if I have to, but it's not my first choice. 3 means I can take it or leave it. It's nothing special, but I'm fine eating there. 4 Mickeys means it's a very good place and I would suggest it to anyone I like. And 5 Mickeys is you have to try it. I try to go there every time I visit the park. Now here's the thing, I'm a foodie, especially when it comes to travel and Disney parks, but you're not going to hear me picking places apart or being insanely judgmental about places. I've been too hungry way too many times in my life and been the person in charge of cooking for everyone. Too much for me to be ungrateful for the service someone is providing me when they feed me. So there's that. I just had to get that off my chest. Let's get going. As you enter Disney's California Adventure, one of the very first things you see is Mortimers Market. Mortimers Market is one of a couple produce and snack stands found throughout DCA. Now, in California Adventure, you will find better, more substantial snack stands than you do in Disneyland because it's a younger park, and they were able to be more thoughtful about the placement and setup of these kinds of places. You will raise your eyebrow a bit at the prices for a single piece of fruit, but grabbing a pineapple spear, fruit cup, or pickle is sometimes exactly what your Disney day needs. Moving down Buena Vista Street, you'll come across Trolley Treats, a perfect place to grab a delicious Disney sweet. And here's the thing, not only does everything look great, they taste great. Disneyland sweets are no joke and live up to the hype. Some of my family's personal favorites are the peanut butter square. All of the cookies are good, but especially the gingerbread cookies, whenever those are available, are my favorite. Just be aware that it gets busier as the day goes on, so the earlier part of the day will have the shortest lines for this location. Whatever your sweet tooth desires are, it will be satisfied at Trolley Treats, and that's why it gets the Sweetest of the Sweet award and 5 Mickeys. Next door, in fact in the same building, you have my personal favorite place to get ice cream at the Disneyland Resort, Clarabelle's hand-scooped ice cream. I like getting ice cream at Clarabelle's over Gibson Girls for a couple of reasons. First, it has some fun options you can't get anywhere else, like the Mickey Kitchen Sink Sundae, an ice cream sundae I talk about in my unique souvenirs video, so if you want to know about that, check that out. They also have customized hand-dipped ice cream bars that are as tasty as they look, and for those who like to get rooty and tooty with their ice cream floats, you can get a hard float. One of my viewers mentioned that it's ironic since Buena Vista Street is supposed to be LA during Prohibition times, which would make Clarabelle's a possible speakeasy. And I kinda love the idea of Clarabelle running a speakeasy disguised as an ice cream shop. It's brilliant. They also offer mobile order at Clarabelle's. Anyway, it gets 5 Mickeys from me for being tasty and unique. A great place for those ice cream cravings. Now, if you need a pick-me-up after Clarabelle's, you can grab some coffee and a snack at Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafe, DCA's location for Starbucks coffee. This location can have its moments with super crazy long lines, and remember, the Disneyland Resort offers coffee at almost every food location, plus many specialty cold brews, so if the lines are huge at Fiddler, don't be afraid to grab your caffeine fix elsewhere. I do like to eat my ice cream here and cool off in this location, but it still only gets 2 Mickeys for me because if you've watched my Disneyland food guide, you know I'm not a huge fan of waiting in Starbucks lines at Disneyland. Now let's talk about the Carthay Circle Restaurant, a restaurant that calls attention to itself similar to the Sleeping Beauty Castle in Disneyland. I feel comfortable in saying this is probably the finest restaurant in both parks, and is designed after the Carthay Circle Theater, which was Hollywood's most famous movie palace during those golden years of Hollywood. Everything from the interiors to the drinks does a little hat tip to the 1920s and 30s glamour. You can spend hours in this building looking at all of the details they've put into it, as well as the nods to Walt and his films. If you look closely, on the second floor ceiling, you'll see parts of the background from the Snow White movie. And the chandeliers are meant to look like the evil queen's crown with poison apples hanging from them. I highly suggest making dining reservations well in advance for this place if you want to dine here. You have two options: the alfresco dining from 4 to 8, which will seat you on the main floor, indoors or out, and will offer a smaller, more lunch-like menu with the full bar. And Carthay Circle Restaurant proper offers a full dinner menu that's different from the alfresco menu, and will also have a full bar. The menu can change seasonally, so make sure you check the menu ahead of time for any additions or changes that may have been made. There's two things you're guaranteed at the Carthay Circle: an absolutely lovely time and a very hefty check at the end of your meal, both of which can increase even further with add-on perks like private dining rooms that require a $1,200 deposit, or if you're one of the lucky few who are platinum members of Club 33, you can access the very unassuming door on the far right of the entrance to enter the 1901 lounge, which is a reference to Walt's birth date, a very private lounge with memorabilia and nice seating nooks to get away from it all. No matter how you're dining, this is a lovely place to have a date with a special someone, or to simply relish in nostalgia under that old Hollywood golden glow. The Carthay Circle gets 5 Mickeys from me, plus the Date Night Award, as well as the Most Nostalgic Award. Moving down into Hollywoodland, you'll find Award Wieners, a name I will giggle at until the day I die because I'm a 5-year-old. Anyway, you only will be able to grab lunch or dinner at this quick service, pumped up hot dog stand. You will find an array of hot dogs here, as well as loaded fries and funnel cake fries. Award Wieners offers mobile order, and I highly suggest you use it at this location because the line gets really long and it's exposed and hot. So grab yourself a table or a bench in the surrounding area, make your mobile order, and be grateful you're not cooking in that line. Award Wieners gets my Gutbuster Award for its piled-on hot dogs and fried foods, truly a place worthy of some Tums. It gets 3 Mickeys for me. It's fine, but not a have to. Down the street, you'll see Schmoozies, a corner, quick service, smoothie and milkshake, order at the window and go type of place. That's great for hot days at the park when you need a cold pick-me-up, with your choice of seasonal milkshakes, fruit smoothies, and even some smoothies with alcohol in them. Schmoozies gets 3 Mickeys for me for being good, but it usually gets outperformed by other locations. Next to Schmoozies, you'll find another produce stand called Fairfax Market. It offers your typical selection of juices, bottled water, fruit, chips, and pickles. Behind all of these buildings, you have the Hollywood backlot area where you'll find the Monsters Inc. ride. It's a bit of an afterthought of an area if you ask me, and can easily be passed up. But back there, you'll find one of the many locations in Disney California Adventure that offers primarily alcoholic beverages. Since DCA is the newer park and doesn't have the no alcohol rule like Disneyland proper had, but is relaxing on these days, in California Adventure, you find alcoholic beverage options at nearly every dining location, as well as locations that serve nothing but drinks. In the backlot area, you have the Hollywood Lounge, with a lot of creative type mixed drinks with stuff like candy and popping pearls added to the drinks, with the option of adding a glow cube, for fun drinking at night, or at least to help your family not lose you. I'm not going to rate the drink locations because either you're a drinker or you're not, and if you are, you know what kind of drinks you like, and simply looking at the menu will clue you in on whether you'd like it or not. And full disclosure, I'm not a big drinker, so I don't have a huge opinion on the matter. Back to this location though, it can get very busy at night, especially if it's a busier night, so I highly suggest using mobile order here. And the Hollywood Lounge gets the Specialty Drink Award for being so creative. Also in the area is a food truck called Studio Catering Company that offers mobile order and again is more of a grab-and-go place, so you'll need to find a seat in the outdoor theater or buy the award wieners seats. What they sell here tends to rotate, so you'll need to check its menu when you're visiting to find out exactly what they'll have. They're usually pretty good at offering at least one plant-based option as well as a non-alcoholic specialty drink. This food truck is a 3 Mickeys for me for being plenty fine option when you're in the area and don't want a hot dog or just snack foods. Let's fly on over to Avengers Campus now, the land of the superheroes and unique food options like Terran treats, a snack cart by Guardians of the Galaxy that takes on otherworldly approach to your typical Disney churro and treat. Every option is very photographable and a fun change-up, especially for those looking for something new. The only actual sit-down option in Avengers Campus is Pim's Test Kitchen, which continues the tradition of unique eats in this area. With mobile order available, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner here, this eatery plays off of the storyline of Ant-Man and the Wasp, in which everything either shrinks or grows. For breakfast, the ingredients are pretty typical, basic breakfast items with a different presentation. Personally, I don't love getting breakfast from here. It's fun for pictures, but as far as quality and flavor is concerned, it's not super great. I think lunch and dinner offer way more better options and flavors. Here's my suggestion if you want to eat at Pim's. I do it later at night after the sun has set. Avengers Campus doesn't have a lot of greenery or water features and can get very hot and very busy midday. And since there's only outdoor seating available that's somewhat limited, I do a bit later dinner and then head next door to Pim's Tasting Lab for a fun drink in a supercharged, high-energy location with views of Avengers headquarters and the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. You have to try the Choco Smash bar here. It's like a massive homemade Snickers bar basically that you need a knife and fork to share with everybody. This is a fun foodie find for sure, with food items that are not only fun to photograph but also pretty tasty as well. You'll find fun experimental drinks at the tasting lab that's connected to Pim's Test Kitchen. If all it served was breakfast, it would probably only get 2 Mickeys from me. But thank heavens, lunch and dinner and the fun drinks save it, so it gets 4 Mickeys altogether. Especially if you're eating there more in the evening time. And if you're looking for more of a snack cart, you can stop by one of the 2 Swaharma Palace carts in Avengers Campus, offering a very limited but tasty menu of grab-and-go pita wraps with yummy sauces and your choice of meat or meatless. A perfect way to refuel while on the go, and a solid 3 Mickeys for me. Now if you're looking for a land of simpler times and more laid-back vibes, heading over to Carsland might be more of your jam, where you'll first be welcomed by a produce stand with a groovy vibe. And as you travel down Route 66, you'll find the Cozy Cone Motel, a little snack stand hub of sorts with a handful of outdoor tables. Each cone has mobile order options and specializes in some kind of a snack item, be it churros, soft serve ice cream and root beer floats, little bread cones stuffed with mac and cheese, of course all kinds of cold drinks, And finally, corn on the cob and popcorn. The Cozy Cone Motel gets 3 Mickeys for having all the basics for a quick grab-and-go snack or treat. If you want a place to refuel after racing around, Flo's V8 Cafe is going to be your only sit-down option in this land. But you're in luck because Flo's has tons of indoor and outdoor seating and offers mobile order. Flo's V8 Cafe has that nostalgic 1950s Americana diner vibe with jukebox music, checkered floors, and some of my favorite views in all of California Adventure. The back area overlooking Radiator Springs Racers is a surprisingly peaceful and chill place to eat and hang. You'll find diner-type foods here like hamburgers and fries, fried chicken with mashed potatoes, sandwiches, and chicken tenders, which earns it my Super Kid-Friendly award, especially because it's a great place to have them sit down, cool off, and eat some of their favorite foods for a little bit. Of course, what would any diner be without its milkshakes? Of which you'll find your classic vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, but keep your eye open for any fun seasonal options because those are usually extra tasty. You'll only find lunch and dinner at Flo's. In fact, you won't find any breakfast places in Carsland. But what it lacks in breakfast, it makes up for with theming and always being decked out for the holidays. I give Flo's 4 Mickeys for having a ton of seating options, fun theming, great views, and an overall fine place to pick up some classic American food. It also gets the most nostalgic award for obvious reasons. If you travel under the Red Rock Bridge, you'll journey into the newly reimagined San Fransokyo. Those familiar with Big Hero 6 will know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't, just think of San Francisco meets Tokyo, meets robots, and mix in a little bit of superhero stuff too. All of the eateries that were here before the new overlay are still here, but may have gotten a few more additions or changes to fit the theming. This is most definitely the it place to eat in DCA right now, and will be quite busy to very busy pretty much from 11 a.m. to closing time. And is set up like a big food court with a communal table area in the middle with a few tables scattered throughout in other areas. So let's talk about the dining options you have in San Fransokyo. First, you have one of my favorite places to get Mexican food at the Disneyland Resort, Cocina Cucamonga. The quesabria is a huge hit with most people. I love the tacos dorados de papa, which is a potato taco that has been fried and covered in slaw. I'm also really excited to see that they added street corn to the menu. I will say the kids' meals here are a bit lacking unless your kids like just some meat in a tortilla. Overall, I give Cocina Cucamonga 4 Mickeys for packing in a lot of flavor in its food options. And I highly suggest utilizing mobile order for this location because it can get very busy. You will find a beer cart location right next to Cocina as well, so you can hit 2 birds with 1 stone there. This is a very popular corner, let me tell ya, especially once dinner time hits. And speaking of drinks, you can also go to Rita's Turbine Blenders for a margarita or a non-alcoholic slush to cool yourself down after fighting off all those gnarly San Fransokyo crowds. Next to Rita's, you have the Lucky Fortune Cookery. Another quick service location where you can either mobile order or order at the window. The Lucky Fortune Cookery is now a fusion style eatery. While it has your typical teriyaki chicken with rice, it now has items like nachos, a crispy chicken sandwich, and a beef burrito, all with Asian flavors infused in the sauces and the condiments, creating unique flavor profiles. Not to mention ramen. I can never say no to a good ramen on a chilly day. Udon noodles and pot stickers also make the cut, as well as an adorable Baymax macaron. The kids' meals here will be more simple and smaller versions of the rice and chicken and the udon noodles. You'll also find some fun and tasty tea options. Then I'm sure we'll see some more rotating seasonal tea flavors as well. Overall, I think they've made some really fun changes to this place, and it elevates it to above the typical theme park food. Plus, there's not a lot of options for Asian food in the park, so this is kind of it. And therefore, it gets 4 Mickeys from me. Moving on to what used to be the Pacific Wharf Cafe and is now the Aunt Cass Cafe. If you love seafood and bread or mac and cheese served in a bread bowl, you'll love Aunt Cass Cafe. This food location is connected to the sourdough bread factory and tour, which is always a fun little walkthrough to do. And if they happen to be making the Baymax bread, I highly suggest stopping to watch, because it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. They also have a few hidden tables in that area that are great to sit at to get away from it all. Anywho, Aunt Cass's offers soup and sourdough bread bowls, as well as sandwiches, including the new shrimp katsu sandwich. Kids' meals will be a turkey sandwich or mac and cheese. And if you're lucky, you may be able to get the new Japanese-style fluffy cheesecake, which I tried to get on 2 separate days, and it was sold out both days. So order that one early if you are interested. Aunt Cass Cafe is one of those places that either is a total must-do or a complete pass depending on your dietary needs and taste preferences. But I love me some sourdough, so Aunt Cass's gets 4 Mickeys from me. And tucked in the back is the Ghirardelli Chocolate Shop. Not much has changed at this location, mostly just the addition of a little welcome sign above the door. If you're a big fan of Ghirardelli chocolate, you'll love this ice cream and coffee shop. And outside of Ghirardelli are a lot of really fun photo ops and theming. Aside from its delicious ice cream treats and amazing drinking chocolate, I will often go into this shop just for the smell of it and just to shop around and have the experience. Ghirardelli's is a 4 Mickeys for me because I can't say no to a place dedicated to chocolate. Overall, San Fransokyo is a great place to get food, but it is brand new and everyone's really excited about these changes, so it's gonna be busy for a little while. I wouldn't plan on it calming down until about mid-January at this point. And as you cross the San Fransokyo Bridge, you'll pass the cappuccino cart complete with delightful baked goods, espresso, lattes, matchas, cappuccino. You can even get, you guessed it, booze added to your coffee or hot chocolate here. If you hang a right past the cappuccino cart, you'll come across a vineyard with a large estate on it. This is the home to several options. First, you can do a walk up and go with the option of mobile order to pick from a large selection of wines and some beers. These places are the Mendocino Terrace and Sonoma Terrace. Or if you're looking for somewhere to sit down and dine, you can do the Wine Country Trattoria, I hope I'm saying that right, sorry if I'm not, which is open for lunch and dinner. This is one of the easier locations to get last-minute reservations at, or even same-day walk-up. They have outdoor and indoor seating options with fun views of the hustle and bustle of Carsland. You'll find the usual type of Italian fare here, like chicken parm, fettuccine alfredo with shrimp, spaghetti, lasagna, plus some steak and fish options. If I'm not mistaken, they have gluten-free options as well, but check with your waiter first. This is also one of the locations that offers a dining package for the World of Color. To do this, you just make a reservation to dine. You tell your server that you'd like to do the dining package. Currently, it's $59 per adult for a 3-course meal and access to the preferred viewing area for World of Color. I'm planning on doing a video on this shortly, so stay tuned for that. My husband and I really enjoyed our most recent meal here. I kind of fell in love with that salad. Is this the fanciest Italian I've ever eaten? No, but it was a delightful meal with lovely cast members. I'll give it 4 Mickeys since it has a dining package option, as well as it just being a little step above a lot of the other dining options in DCA. And hey, if this video is helping you out today, can you give it a like or subscribe to my channel? This is how I know what you like and want to see more of, so I can keep creating videos that help and hopefully entertain a little as well. Okay, let's get back to it. I think it's time to head over to the Pixar Pier. If you're a Pixar fan, you'll love catching all of the fun Easter eggs from Pixar movies found at all of these eateries, starting with the adorable Snowman, a fun grab-and-go non-dairy soft-serve ice cream stand that is one of my favorites because the second you mix lemon soft serve with blue raspberry slush topped with a cherry, I'm in love. Check out all of the citrus-flavored combos here, you won't be disappointed, and don't be afraid of the line, it usually moves fast and is worth the wait. The adorable Snowman gets the most vegan-friendly award, and 5 Mickeys from me. Down on the pier, there's lots of quick grab-and-go stands like the Senor Buzz churro stand that puts a hot tamale type twist on this classic. If you like red hot kinds of candies, you'll love this one, but be careful, it stains everything red that it touches. I happen to love this churro, so it gets 4 Mickeys for me, but some people might be a hard pass. And if you're not too woozy after riding the Incredicoaster, you can grab a cookie at Jack Jack Cookie Num Nums, be it the classic chocolate chip cookie or one of the others, including a gluten-friendly option of a thumbprint cookie. Jack Jack's is fun and a tasty cookie, but isn't a must-get every time for me, so it only gets 3 Mickeys, but I'm sure there's many people that would protest that decision. Or, if you find yourself getting off of Toy Story Midway Mania and need a quick meal, you can grab yourself some fried chicken or a massive smoked turkey leg at the Poultry Palace. They even have corn on the cob there. Poultry Palace gets 3 Mickeys for helping in a food emergency, but if I want fried chicken, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna go to Flo's V8 for that. Another love it or hate it type place is Angry Dogs, where you will find spicy hot dogs with potato chips or spicy Cheetos. Angry Dogs is not my jam, so it only gets 2 Mickeys for me, but for others it may be a 4 Mickey. Let me know in the comments below if you're an Angry Dogs fan. And if you still feel like eating after riding the emotional whirlwind, you can pop into Bing Bong Sweet Stuff, where you will get your sweetness overload. Starting with the sweets cases similar to the ones in Trolley Treats, to all the sweet merch that's sold there. And then finishing you off with the Sugar Overload Memory Refreshers, aka Slushies, winning Bing Bongs, the Sweetest of the Sweet Award, and 4 Mickeys for being a fun place to grab a treat in the back of the park. Of course, what would dining at Pixar Pier be without the Lamplight Lounge, one of my absolute favorite places to eat at, and apparently a lot of people agree with me because it can be a bit tricky to get a reservation here. I suggest trying to get as close to 60 days out to make your reservation as possible, especially if you have a specific time you'd like to dine. I also highly suggest eating here at sunset, it's the best. Of course, you can also try your luck with joining the walk-up list for the boardwalk dining area as well. The Lamplight Lounge now offers brunch, with some fun spins on brunch classics. They also do lunch and dinner. Everything I've tried at this place was so good, from the potato skins to the poke bowl. The Brussels Caesar was surprisingly super good. Even the kids' meals do a great job of throwing a fun spin on classics while still being kid-friendly. Of course, the big draw here is the hipster-style bar and all of the fun drinks they have, complete with a beautiful menu to order from. I've tried every non-alcoholic drink here, and every single one has been not only fun to look at, but delicious as well. One last benefit to eating here is if you make your reservations around 8 p.m., you can stick around to watch the World of Color for free. It's a back view of the show, but it's really nice to watch the show sitting in a chair, sipping on a drink, and not having it cost you an extra arm and a leg to do so. Also, don't forget to walk around and look at all the fun details of this place. It's truly one of my favorites and gets the Date Night Award and 5 Mickeys. Moving down to Paradise Gardens, you will pass Bayside Brews, a beer and pretzel location that offers mobile order, and I would suggest doing so because that place always has a super long line, especially at night. Of course, in Paradise Gardens, you can also grab a corn dog from the Corn Dog Castle. Disney parks are infamous for their great corn dogs, as long as you're someone who enjoys a corn dog. The Corn Dog Castle is a great place to get your fix. The other food options are a bit different in this area. They're all places where you grab your food and take it elsewhere to eat. They have a large communal eating area where you can catch live music and performances that change depending on the time of year and what's being celebrated. It's a nicely covered area, so it's a great place to get out of the sun or even the rain. For food, you have the Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, which is done kind of buffet style. They don't do mobile order here. It's more of a super quick way to get some food fast. It's not the fanciest food in the world, but it saved my family from the hangries more than once, and it gets 3 Mickeys for me. For being a quick and easy place to grab a little something for each person in our family to keep them happy and full. Next door to the Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, you have Paradise Garden Grill. This location is a walk-up and order or mobile order area, but its menu rotates depending on what's being celebrated at the time. Right now in DCA, it's celebrating Hispanic and Latin American heritage from September to November 2nd, so you'll find food that reflects that. During the holidays, they celebrate many cultures from around the world with the Festival of Holidays. Around January and February, you'll see the Lunar New Year being celebrated. And then come March and April is the big Food and Wine Festival, park-wide. These festivals are important to know about because they can seriously bring in the crowds, but they will also bring in a lot of fun food and drink booths placed throughout the park that you normally wouldn't be able to try any other time of the year. I'll keep you up to date on these festivals as they approach because they're worth knowing about and checking out before you go to the parks. There is a food dead zone in California Adventures, and that's the back end of Grizzly Peaks. I assume it's because they want to draw people into the Grand Californian dining options, but the only food you'll find in this scenic pathway is churro stands and popcorn. That is until you get close to Buena Vista Street, where you'll find the Smoke Jumpers Grill. Smoke Jumper's Grill offers mobile order or walk up and order with a few indoor tables but mostly outdoor. You'll find massive double cheeseburgers here as well as chicken sandwiches and tenders with crinkle fries or onion rings. And if you top your meal off with a milkshake, you'll have yourself a good old-fashioned gut buster. And 3 Mickeys for being a plenty good place to fuel your day at the park with a whole bunch of hamburgers and fries. Man, I hope this video was helpful because it was a biggie, so if it was, show me some love, subscribe to my channel, and I suggest checking out this video on the right hand of your screen too. Thanks for watching and take care.